Lecture 23rd B. This here is a Riemann curvature abstract definition. This is a continuation of the previous lecture 23A. Now we'll expand, okay, the final of the lecture 23A, 23rd. The first term, okay, this is covariant derivative of covariant derivative. You see, this is corresponds to the second derivative. This is called W, capital W. Let's pick a coordinate basis. You see, this one is partial xj zk plus partial jl k zl. Okay, k here you see is free, so this is free. Okay, so we are going to expand. Item 1, you see, item 1 is covariant derivative of x, covariant derivative of y, z, the coordinate, this case, okay, k. You see, this is capital W, I call capital W, you see, this covariant derivative of z, this is w, so this is xi, this is, this case, covariant derivative of xi of wk. Now step 1, okay, this is, I'll just expand this term over here, okay, wk is I'll write over there, without multiply by xi, you see. Now, recall that the covariant derivative y or z, this case, the component k, is just, attention now, you see, this y, this y here, yj, partial xj. Yj is a function, okay? You see the property of covariant derivative, this function here acts on this. You see, that's why I have yj, covariant derivative xj and zk. Then I expand this, okay? This covariant derivative of zk is just multiplied by yj. See, that's what we derived when we gave lectures about properties of covariant derivative. Now let's continue now. The step 2, expand xi, covariant derivative of capital wk. This I call also this omega k. That's identical. See this component. So then I can write, okay, this covariant derivative by definition, and then I multiply by xi. You see, I have two terms, okay, the purple one and the pumpkin orange. This one I call relation 1. You see this this mark here. You see this omega k is just the component of this covariant derivative here, which I expand by definition of covariant derivative on the right hand side over there. You see, just multiplied by yj, just from this property over here. So ym, omega m, which you're gonna need, okay, later, on omega m, I just substitute k by m. You see, k by m, and in this case, you see k by m, k by m. This is relation 2. Now, step 3, I'll expand only partial xi omega k. You see, this one, okay, I just substitute omega k. You see, omega k is exactly, okay, written this before, okay, the red one. You see, this is a red one. You see here and you see here. You see? So I just follow the color. You see? So this here I expand, this case over here. So this again, okay, I can have here, okay. See, this is a derivative of yj. This is a term, this case, partial xj zk. You see, this is a term, okay, I have here, okay, in this case, two terms. Yj is partial xj of z. Okay, so I expand using Lyman's rule. See, that's easy. So this is a partial yj. I repeat partial xj zk plus now yj. Then I take the derivative of partial with xj zk. You see, that's a Lyman's rule. So then, in this case, I just substitute. Okay, there's a blue one. Okay, now I'll expand this blue one. You see the color here. Now I have three terms. You have yj, this Christoffel symbol, and zl. So you see this red here, I have two terms. This blue one, I will have three terms. Okay, this one, and that one. You just follow. You see the derivative. Okay, that's quite easy to see it. You see. So I have a product, okay, of three factors here. Here I have a product of two factors, yj and this partial xj and zk. That's why I have five terms here. Two red one and three blue one. Again, just follow the colors, you see. Now that's step 4. I'll expand only gamma imk omega m. You see, this is a term which is written, okay, when I derive this whole equation. Now, omega m, you see, just follow the color. You see the purple one. You see, this is omega m over there. Just mark here. See, this is omega m. I just substitute omega m, okay, omega m. I just plug on this here. You just follow. That's quite easy. So this then step 5. Now I write the whole expression. Don't forget xi, okay. All this term here is partial of xi. You see. Just follow the colors. You see, there's a purple one. Okay, the purple one is over here. You see, I just plug there. Okay, and there's in this case the pumpkin color. I just from there. It's quite easy. As I said, I have 5 terms. This one they have 3 terms. The purple one 3 terms, and this one I have 2 terms. You see. So this is quite easy, you see. So the second term now, you see, these are this expression. You see, look at here. If you substitute these 5 red terms here, and over here you substitute, okay, this blue one over here. So that's why I have, you see, 5 plus 2, I have 7 terms. Okay, 7 terms. Okay, now let's move to the second term. Second term is covariant derivative of y and x, z. I just swap. Okay, swap. You compare with the first term. The first term here, you see, I just swap x and y. So there's a second term. Okay, so swapping x and y and also I and j. I just copy this expression, okay, and set this expression over here. You see, here I multiply by xi. You see. So here now I multiply by yj. The same. You see that. You see over here I multiply by xi. Okay. Here I'll multiply by yj. Clearly. So I just copy, okay, all these 7 terms, okay, and write all this here, just swapping x and y. You see, you just have access to this, okay, this copy, okay. I just move to here. You just copy there, okay, and check, okay. Attention, this over here. I must multiply by xi. You see, this is not involve xi over here. You see, this exact this xi over here. I have to multiply by xi all the 7 terms. You see? So because the purple one, okay, leads to the 7 terms. So these will be 7 terms over here. This, I'm sorry, 5 terms over here and 2 terms over here. So xi multiply 7 terms. This is exactly what I said over here. Now, this is the same here, so I will have again 7 terms. Okay, that's one. This case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The last one here. Just copy. That's quite easy. You see. Now we need the last one. Will be the 3rd term. Okay, this one, and this one. You see the color. Follow here. Lecture 23C. I'll derive. You see, that's interesting because when I group all of these, okay, many of these 14 terms plus the terms that we'll derive in the next video by gradient, in the case, covariant derivative of z, okay, this is a Lie bracket. You see, this you cancel. You see that when you cancel, this leads only to 5 terms. See, you see that. You see, I can simplify because I use the property of dummy indices. You see that. So that's attention. Our goal is to compare the abstract definition of Riemann curvature with the formal abstract curvature. You see, then this will lead, okay, the